Tiny Games here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to talk about the latest update news, I guess you could say, for Disney Dreamlight Valley. So yesterday we had the 1 year anniversary of Disney Dreamlight Valley.
The ocean's a friend of mine.
So happy 1 year anniversary. It's great to know that this game's been going on a year. It's brought me a year worth of fun and enjoyment. This is easily up there in one of my favorite games. Not my favorite, but definitely one of my favorites for certain. It's brought me a lot of joy throughout the time. Even though I have had complaints with it, things that I've maybe disagreed with and stuff like that, generally I'm very happy with this game. I absolutely love it, and all my complaints come out of that sort of place of love and just wanting to see this game do exceedingly well and be kind of like the best game it can be. But yeah, that out the way, let's just get straight into it and talk about the news that we received yesterday. So yesterday, Gameloft Disney Dreamlight Valley, they did confirm that Belle and Beast were going to be joining in the latest update, which is called the Enchanted Adventure update. Now, we all knew Belle was coming, that was no secret. They'd put it in the roadmap, and they'd said that she was coming with friends. So a lot of people obviously knew that she was going to be coming with other people in the valley. At least for myself, I kind of assumed that meant more than one other person. I thought we might be getting Beast and Gaston, but they have confirmed that it is just Belle and Beast. Not mad about that, to be honest. Like, obviously I'm glad Beast is coming. I fully expected Beast to come, but I kind of thought we might get a little bit extra. That's just me probably getting my hopes up a bit. I know that Gameloft have a plan for this game, and they've got a plan set out over this year, next year, and going into 2025. So obviously that's a lot of story that they already have like pre-planned. So I guess I understand that they're holding back on some characters to keep this content going, basically. Obviously if they gave us all the characters at once, it would kind of stop that plan and everything like that. So I fully get and I fully understand why we only get certain characters at a time. I do kind of like when we get the mix of the good and the bad characters, just because I think it adds to the dynamic in the storyline a bit better when you've got these two opposing sides that you're dealing with. But I mean, it's fine either way. You know, I'm very happy. I've been excited for Belle ever since she was announced in the roadmap. So yeah, I'm just overall very, very excited. Now, I do want to talk about some of the things in this picture because they have given us a lot of information in here. So first thing I will talk about, which I haven't seen anyone else mention, is actually the jacket that our character is wearing. Or I say our character, the in-game character, the in-game avatar. I love this jacket. It's so cute. It's so freaking cute. Like, I know it's just a minor thing. I don't know if it's referencing anything. I couldn't work that out. It doesn't look familiar to me. I just think it's a new jacket. But I'm excited for that. I'm always excited for new clothing because I've bought out Scrooge's shop, basically. So I don't get any new clothing. New items are a rarity to me. I get maybe like a wallpaper a day and that's it. So I'm just generally very excited when we get new stuff into the game. But yeah, I love the jacket. I think it's super cute, looks adorable. Can't wait to get that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the book. Now, I think this book is just a part of the quest storyline. So whether we know that Belle is coming in a realm, but whether we need the storybook to help get Beast, or maybe we need the storybook to get Belle and Beast is in the realm, I don't really know. But I'm excited to see how this kind of storybook plays out. Obviously, we know Belle's a lover of books. I'm a book fan myself. So I'm kind of excited to see this kind of like storybook fairy tale kind of adventure that we might be going on. That's very exciting to me. The next thing I want to talk about in relation to Belle is the roses down by her right hand side. Now, I don't think, because we're not getting a new biome or anything like that, I don't think these are going to be new flowers that spawn in the same way that like our regular flowers do. I think this is going to be a quest item. Whether we have to grow roses to bring her back or bring Beast back or something like that. It might be that we have to grow these roses, or maybe we're giving it as an item. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's going to be part of the quest line. So rather than like an item that spawns in our valley, I think it's probably going to be a craftable or something that we go on the hunt for kind of thing. I do want to, whilst talking about the roses, talk about a previous image that they had announced. A couple of days ago, or a day or so ago, they announced, PSA, please don't leave your enchanted roses out where critters could eat them. And they showed the enchanted rose in the glass case, and I think that is going to be a level item, like the friendship level items for Beast or Belle. It could personally be either. I think it would make more sense if it came with Beast, since the item was tied to Beast. So I'm thinking maybe that's a friendship level reward personally. And I think these other roses that you see in the Enchanted Adventure update image, I think that is more related to like a quest item, something we craft, or maybe that we have to collect kind of thing. And lastly, to tie in with the Enchanted Adventure, or the Beast and Belle storyline that I want to talk about in relation to them, is the Beast Castle in the background. So we know, or we can tell from this image, that Beast and Belle are coming with this castle. So that's going to be their home where they reside in. Very, very cute. I know a lot of people were hoping for a cottage for Belle, which I agree would be very, very cute. But I like the idea of Belle and Beast being in the same property together. Like, at the end of the day, at the end of the film, she ends up with Beast. She lives in his palace with him. Like, it makes sense that she would have that rather than separating them. And I think what we're going to get is, in the future, we'll get Gaston, and Gaston will come with like a more cottagey build, maybe a bit more like the tavern that he does his big whole song thing in. So yeah, that's just my personal thoughts of the housing and stuff like that. Obviously, this castle is based off of the Beast Castle that you see in, I think it's Tokyo Disneyland. Is it? I don't remember. Sorry, please correct me if I'm wrong there. But I know that a lot of the Disney parks around the world have different castles. So some have the Cinderella Castle, some have the Sleeping Beauty Castle, and then others have the Beauty and the Beast Castle. So I know there are varying different types. I love this. I think it's really cute. Yeah, I'm excited to have it in the valley. I don't mind having a lot of castles in the valley, to be honest. I think this does mean I might have a rearrange of my valley once more. I mean, I never finished this overhaul of my valley. I didn't finish the Glade of Trust or the Sunlit Plateau. They were still to come. But I'm thinking, with how many castles we get, what if we build up a castle area? So I've got the Spooky Castle, I've got the Palace Castle, we're gonna have the Beauty and the Beast Castle as well. So I'm thinking we just have like Castle Town, if that makes sense. Like, I'm really thinking genuinely to just like put a bunch of the the castles, the palaces together, maybe create like a regal and royal setup maybe. This might mean dismantling my fun fair again. I don't know. This is one of the things I love and hate about Disney Dreamlight Valley. I love being able to create builds all the time and decorate all the time, but then sometimes I'm always like, oh, constantly redecorating, so much to do, it never ends. I mean, I'm glad, because I'm glad for all the continuous content, but I'm also like, oh my god, I'm changing everything all the time, and once I think I'm happy with something, suddenly I'm like, oh, not so happy anymore. So yeah, but it's all good fun. Not a complaint at all. Now, the next things I want to talk about in relation to this image are actually to do with the star path. So quite a while ago, Disney dropped hints about the star path, which I think was really cool. They did a little tweet, just basically sort of saying, can you guess the themes included? And they had a bunch of little emojis. One was like a shocked face with a Christmas tree, one was a pumpkin with a candy, and then the other thing was like a skull and crossbones, a ship, and a parrot. So a lot of people were like, okay, this is Pirates of the Caribbean, this is Nightmare Before Christmas, and obviously possibly just Halloween themed. They had announced on their roadmap that we were getting another Halloween themed star path, so that was already confirmed. But now with this new image, they've further confirmed some of the items we're going to be receiving in the star path. So I'm going to go to the right of the screen first, because it's the thing that I'm less excited for. We can see a parrot with like a little hat on it, a little kind of like waistcoat thing, obviously in kind of like a Captain Pirate aesthetic. I'm thinking this is going to be a new companion. Whether it's a reskin of like the ravens or the hummingbirds, I'm not too sure. Or if it's just its own entire entity, I'm not, again, not entirely sure. I'm less excited about this because although I kind of really like Pirates of the Caribbean, like the films that they did when I was younger, because I was obsessed with Orlando Bloom at the time. I don't really have that same sort of, I guess, sentimental attachment to the films like I had with a lot of the other traditional Disney films. So I don't really care either way for Pirates of the Caribbean. I can give or leave it. I think Jack Sparrow is a little bit overhyped. I know you're all going to crucify me in the comments for that. Again, I didn't hate the films as such or anything like that. I enjoyed watching them. But I do think they're kind of a bit overrated, overhyped personally. But I know that's a personal preference thing. So it might be cool to have some pirate options in the game, but I'm not like squealing with excitement over it. But it's still a cool little parrot. Great thing. I think that's going to be in the star path as a companion. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is on the left hand side. Now, this is the stuff I'm more excited for, I'm more hyped over, and it's these Nightmare Before Christmas items. I love the Nightmare Before Christmas, absolutely adore it. So I'm super excited to be getting these items. We've got the fountain, which is from the film. There's kind of like this archway structure, which again I believe is in the film, on the gates. And then you've got the iconic mountain from the pumpkin area that Jack climbs up of, and it extends out and things like that. So really excited about that. It does look like there's some pumpkins around the bottom of that item. I think they're included with the item itself rather than a separate item. I think it's just 3 items there. Um, but either way, I'm super excited for them. I think they look amazing, super cool. I think they're going to be so much fun to have. I'm so excited for this Star Path. I'm excited because I'm going to be able to kind of like finalize my Forgotten Lands, I think. I did do a horror themed Forgotten Lands. I absolutely adore it. It's one of my favorite spots in the valley, which is why I used it in my last Dreamers Unite submission, because to me that encapsulates sort of me and who I am. As much as I am a Disney fan, I'm a huge horror fan. I love my horror films. So that idea and that sort of space is really kind of like an embodiment of me and my valley. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just excited to kind of like finish it off with some more spooky items and things like that. Very excited for that. Now, there's a couple of other little things that I do want to talk about as well in regards to the update. More about things that are less confirmed, I guess you could say. First thing I'll mention, just whilst we've got this picture in front of us, is Mother Gothel holding a potion. Very intrigued about that. Wondering if she's going to tie into the storyline at all for Belle and Beast. Not entirely sure. That's something we won't find out until the update actually happens, I think. But I think it's very interesting that she's there posing with a potion bottle. Now, I know that they like to include a lot of characters in the background. We can see that Wally's in the background of the picture as well. But I think it's interesting that they've chosen to show Mother Gothel with a potion bottle. That's what kind of draws me to her and makes me question it, because I'm like, why is she holding that potion? What does that mean? And I think that's very intentional of them. So I think Mother Gothel might have something to do with the quest or storyline of either Belle or Beast. Very intrigued about that. Again, there's nothing confirmed with that, so that's why I kind of want to add it on at the end here. The next thing that I do want to talk about is the famous Ursula bundle that we've seen spread around on the internet. A couple of people apparently had this show up on their games when they went to log in. I'm not saying I have my doubts about it. I'm sure it will come, but we don't know when. I don't know if it's going to come with the update or anything like that. I find it interesting that we've only seen this one part of the image. When you look at the image, it looks like there's a button to move across and see the second page. I've not seen that. So I am just curious about where this leak's come from and stuff like that. Like I said, not doubting it's going to come. Based on the look of it, it looks very genuine. So I do believe it's real. But I just kind of like... We don't know when this is coming. We don't know if we're going to get this with the update or not. I would love to get it with the update. I think it makes sense if they do a big update to then have that with it. You know, like they introduced with the Wally bundle. But I just think kind of like... trying not to get too excited. It does look amazing. The outfits look amazing. I'm super excited for it. But kind of don't want to get my hopes up that it's going to be there as soon as we get the update, because we don't know if it will be or not. There's no confirmed date for this Ursula bundle. So yeah, just my kind of thoughts on that. Excited to see it come in the game, but we obviously don't know when we're going to get it yet. And then that sort of brings me to my last point that I want to discuss, which is when is the update going to come? Now, a lot of people expected it for the 1 year anniversary, myself included. Personally, if I was running a game and it was running to schedule, I would want to either do something to celebrate the 1 year or kind of try and tie up updates and stuff so that they fall around a similar time. That's just my own personal thoughts. Now, obviously, I'm not a games developer. I am aware that there's a lot of complications when it comes to game development. You get delays and things like that. Not only that, but when you're publishing on things like PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, they all have their own requirements that you have to fit to push updates through to kind of even like publish a game on their system and software. There's certain requirements that they have. I'm well aware of that. So Again, don't know if that involves any delays or anything like that, but just something obviously to consider. Um, I I would have liked the update yesterday for sure. Um, I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't get it yesterday, but I think we will get it soon. Now, in their Twitter post, they didn't mention a date. They just said, celebrate with us getting your valleys ready to welcome 2 new special guests later this month. Now, usually when they announce the pictures for the update, when they give information like this, the update is usually quite soon after, usually within a week or so. So a lot of people are like, okay, maybe it's going to be next week because, you know, we've got this information now. They don't usually like to keep it over our heads for such a long time. Some people are speculating later just because of the wording in the in the post where they're like later this month. So people are thinking, well, that's later, so that implies like a late month release, so maybe a couple of weeks time or something like that. What I've noticed, and other people have noticed too, let me bring you over to the game. Now, if you come into your menu, when you go into the event tab, the Dream Snaps challenge ends in 6 days, which based on today would make sense because that's next Wednesday. But then when you go to the item shop, it refreshes in 8 days. Now that doesn't make a lot of sense. Why is the date out slightly? Yeah, again, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now at the time of recording this video, we're still a bit behind the like when the updates usually release, which for me is about 3 p.m. But I know obviously depending on the time zone you're in, it's a slightly different time. So I have a feeling this is going to tick down to 7 days in the next 9 or 10 minutes. So that will bring it more in line with like a day difference between the Dream Snaps and the shop refresh. I think it's odd that the shop refresh is out by a day, and I think it's deliberate. They have changed the days of the updates before. They have changed the shop refresh days before. So it's not uncommon. It's not unsurprising. But this alone makes me think that it's next Thursday that we're getting the update, the 14th. I think that's going to be the case. I would usually say the 13th, next Wednesday, because like I said, usually they have a week of really hyping up and dropping lots of information in regards to their update that comes. So I would usually say the 13th, but this seems deliberate, and so I think therefore we're going to get the update on the Thursday, which is when they'll also refresh the shop. So I think the Dream Snaps challenge will still run on the week by week basis because that doesn't require any sort of updates or anything like that. So I think that's just going to tick over, but I think the shop will be around a little bit longer just so it ties in with the update, because I think what we might have is, so we have the Dapper Wally bundle. I think we're going to get the Ursula bundle show up in this shop. I also think that with this, we might get new items for the shop as well, for the premium shop, because that's something that we usually only get each update is new items, or we only get new items during an update. They'll usually spread it out, so like they'll add one item each week or something from the new update. But I do, yeah, that's my thoughts. We're gonna get a bunch of new premium shop items along with the Ursula bundle next Thursday in with the update. Now I could be wrong, like I said, nothing's confirmed. These are just my own thoughts and theories for what's going to come in the update and when. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you think. When are we getting the update? What are you most excited for in regards to this update? Let me know. If there's anything you spotted on the picture that I didn't notice, point it out. Tell me, let's have a discussion about it. I love chatting with you all and sort of delving into the theories and sort of things like that. So yeah, feel free to leave a comment and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And please, if you want to join my Discord, I'm always happy to talk to you over there and look at your submissions for everything. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!